If you never tried a Harley before and need some excitement in life, this is the motorcycle for you. Harley-Davidson 72 or XL 1200V. The first time you open the throttle, it puts a smile on your face. This recording doesn't do justice in showing the riding experience, but look at this. I don't care what the horsepower is, how much fuel it uses, or that it doesn't have ABS. What I care about is the riding experience, and that's exactly what this Harley provides. And it provides it perfectly. This is the joy of riding. Let's dig a bit deeper into the experience of owning and riding this motorcycle. The bike looks great, especially with the small peanut tank and the round headlight. I think the main reason is the bare bone looks with the exposed elements. You can see and feel the gas tank, engine, air filter, spark plugs, fuel injection, and other elements. There's not much to hide. There's minimal use of exposed plastic parts, and instead, there's a lot of chrome and metal. Old school, badass. The bike is not symmetrical, nor is it proportional. For example, the two wheels are not similar, not even close. Compare the front wheel that's bigger in diameter but narrower than the beefier but smaller rear wheel. Or that both exhaust pipes are on one side of the bike, and this side looks different from the other side. These facts would break the symmetry. But I think the external design of the bike still looks good. It seems like the design goes beyond the principles of symmetry and proportionality. In fact, these quirks make the bike look more exciting and not boring. Speaking of this old school Harley design, let's compare the external design of this 2016 model with this 1967 Harley Sportster. It looks very similar. Think about it, 1967, about 50 years older, but still looking similar. I don't know how you think about it, but I see it as a good thing. This was the design that many other companies and models copied from, like this Yamaha Virago or V-Star 250. Only if such an old-school design could happen in the car industry. Beside the looks, let's talk a bit about the main thing that makes this bike special, the riding experience. To put it simply, the riding feels good. I had never ridden Harleys before this, and I rode Japanese and some Eastern European bikes. Coming from that experience, riding this Harley just felt great. Yes, there is vibration, but sweet vibration. They are low-frequency, boom-boom-like vibrations that shakes you to your spine. I was looking for a way to describe that experience, and I figured it feels just like being in a helicopter. In fact, without that vibration, I couldn't like the bike that much. The same applies to the sound. Harleys are known for this potato-potato sound that comes from the unique firing pattern of the cylinders that's specific to Harleys. These are stuck exhaust pipes, but still sound very sweet. Take a listen. You have to be there physically to feel the sound and the shaking earth. It is a bit too loud, and I wished it was a bit quieter, but you know what? That's fine. It's worth it. To me, the ride as a whole is very addictive, and I never felt like that with my previous bikes. If you don't ride it for some days, you feel like your body craves it. I'm not addicted to anything else in life. In terms of weight, it is a heavy bike, and you feel it when moving it in and out of the garage. But the weight sits very low, and with the low seat height, it isn't difficult to control the bike in low speeds, twists, and turns. The handling is also good and smooth, and the slim front tire helps further with the handling. That being said, the bike is not good for beginners. Why? The main reason is that the throttle is sensitive. Remember, it's a 1200cc bike. Even though I had the experience of riding heavy Japanese bikes, the first time I was riding this, I felt like I needed to be extremely cautious with the throttle. The smallest move could jump the bike that could easily go out of control. This is because Harleys provide most of their torque low in RPM. The engine power, together with the large distances between the gears, makes the bike suitable for highway speeds. The sitting position is relaxed, and you can ride for a long time without body strains. The small tank capacity might limit longer distances, but you would like to stop for some rest about every 100 miles anyway. Now let's talk a bit about some smaller design features and elements. I wish the license plate holder wasn't there. It's just hanging outside of the bike. It looks like Harley designers hated the concept of license plates on motorcycles. The rear fender is short. It helps making the bike looking good, but just hope you don't hit a patch of water on the road. Your entire back to your head gets muddy. The bike doesn't have stuck rear hand grips that could help moving the bike in your garage and for a passenger to hold on to. It also does not have a center stand, and with this weight, it makes sense. This might make some maintenance work more difficult, especially things related to wheels, suspension, changing wheels, and other related works. To remove the seat, you need a hex key wrench. Besides making the bike look better, the exposed engine and transmission has another benefit. It makes the maintenance easier. For example, changing the spark plugs is very easy because you have direct and easy access to them. The same goes to the air filter. The bike has a belt drive instead of a chain, so you don't have to clean and lube the chain from time to time. It's basically maintenance free. Changing the engine oil is less prone to mistakes compared to other bikes because the drain plug is in a hose, which eliminates the possibility of over-torquing it on the engine oil pan. Checking the oil level, however, is a bit more pain in the neck, not just because you need a piece of rug or napkin, but also because opening and closing this head can be tricky sometimes. Also, this is my first bike that I see the transmission oil is separate from the engine oil, just like automobiles. So you need to change the transmission oil as well. But it's every 10,000 miles, so it's not a big deal. At least Harley engineers use some smart ways not to use filters for transmission oil. This magnetic bolt catches free-floating metal parts. In short, the bike is designed so that the owner can do a lot of maintenance on their own. I also need to mention my great experience with buying parts. When I bought the motorcycle used, the battery was weak, so I decided not only to buy a new battery, but also to replace the spark plugs, engine air filter, engine oil, oil filter, transmission oil, and brake fluid. The only way I could buy these items was through Harley website and dealer. Despite what many would think, having to buy the parts from Harley was great because I didn't have to make choices, and also because the parts were all original Harley parts with very reasonable prices. Even the battery was still the same original Harley battery made in the USA. So a big shout out to Harley for making my life easier for doing this. I hope they keep it this way. There is a very useful feature, and that's for when you need to jumpstart your bike. To jumpstart, you don't need to access the battery head. This bolt acts as the positive terminal. And for the negative, just connect the probe to a bolt on the frame. That's it. Another thing I like about this particular bike is that it does not have ABS. Yes, you heard it right. I think it's a good thing that it doesn't have ABS. This is not just because of more complexity of the ABS systems and the fact that they don't necessarily reduce the chance of accidents, but mainly because I could easily flush and bleed the brake fluid, both for the front and rear brakes. In terms of the perception of quality, the bike feels high quality and the build looks good. For example, look at the chrome on the exhaust pipes. It's perfect after all these years. Why? Because it's a chrome cover, not the actual exhaust pipes. Harley knows that if the chrome is used on actual exhaust pipes, it'll eventually discolor. In terms of important mechanical parts, these Evo engines are known for reliability. I did not conduct a professional reliability testing, but being 9 years old, with frequent use and with more than 12,000 miles with no mechanical issues on the stock engine and transmission, is a testament to the bike's reliability. It doesn't seem that it's going to fail anytime soon with proper maintenance. Before wrapping up, I need to mention that a lot of positives and negatives covered in this review are not specific to this bike, but apply to other Harleys that are made in the last few decades. All in all, this is not your average bike. It is special. This thing has a soul, a character, and if you're sensitive enough, you feel it. It's sad that we have less and less of beauties like this these days. It's like companies don't know how to make something with a soul. But don't worry, you can still find this bike used in good condition with reasonable prices. If you never rode a Harley, you owe it to yourself to try this bike. Do I recommend this motorcycle to others? A big, emphatic yes. Here you see how I rate the bike in each criterion. And here's the overall consumer centricity rating for the Harley-Davidson 72.